the name of the game. Keep running, keep striving, maintain the same hunger, that fire, that burning desire. In this long run, I'm reaching higher. Live long run, yeah, the long game. Through the struggle, through the pain, I keep my eyes on the prize. Never lose sight in this marathon of life. I'm running through the night.
Good morning. Happy Labor Day to you. Happy Labor Day to you. Forgive me on my lateness. Had to pay some bills. You know how it is. Some of us do work and pay bills for a living. Happy Labor Day to you. Good morning. Good morning, Nick Harden, Roll Tide. Stephen Hicks, Roll Tide. Roll Tide, rise up. Good morning. Anitra, Roll Tide. Kimberly, my sissy, Roll Tide to you. What's up with you? Roll Tide to you. Roll Tide. Roll Tide, everybody. Yeah. Good morning, Double A, Roll Tide. Stacy, go Dogs. Good morning to you. Stacy, did you give your niece my message? I told her, I spoke to her and everything. I hope you all heard it. Matter of fact, I think I did it twice, a couple of times. Make sure that you give her my best and everything. And you too, glad you're here. Everything. Bino, the GM is here. Good morning. I bleed crimson. Good morning to you and Roll Tide. Who else is here? Nick Harden. Good morning, Nick. Nick, how's your folks? How's your grandma? How's your grandmother, Nick? Good to see you. DSGB, what's up, man? My brother from Georgia representing them dogs. He and Stacy go Dogs. He and Stacy go Dogs. Yeah. Good morning to you. Bobby Sprinkle, what's up with you? You start mowing your yard. I hear you. Happy Labor Day to you, my friend, and Roll Tide. Yeah, we here today on this Labor Day on one great American holiday. Yeah. All right. Good. I see you, Stacy. Stacy's becoming one of my favorite people in the world, her and DSG. Yeah, well, it's time to move on, y'all. It's time to move on. Now, if you still want to 47, that's where I want to go. If you just want to still relish on the game, you can. Feel free. I just don't have any much more to say. But anyway, for those of you that watched the game last night, I told you that Miami would beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame with their new quarterback. And he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's a freshman. Now, he did well, but I will say this much. I'm just telling you this. What's up, Icebox? Good morning to you. But I'm going to tell you this. Carson Beck looked pretty good last night. My only problem with Miami is that they went conservative too early. They relaxed too early. With a team like Notre Dame, even though you're starting a young quarterback, and they still had Jeremiah Love back there in that backfield. Seems like I'm hearing an alert somewhere. Okay, but anyway, they still had Jeremiah Love back there, who at any moment could have went off, and a couple of times he did. A couple of times the penalty kept Notre Dame from going over that, going to that next level and trying to take the lead and everything. But Notre Dame is still going to be good. But I felt last night that Carson Beck was going to outplay CJ Carr, and he did. Carson Beck looked pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and say this, and they were all saying what I said. It wasn't the fact that Carson Beck was a bad quarterback at Georgia. It wasn't. It was some of the pieces that he was missing, and I don't think he adapted well. He did not adapt very well to what was happening at Georgia right then and there. What's up, Jones? Good morning. Good morning. I don't think he adapted well. And yesterday he adapted well. Miami is good. I'm not going to say Miami is elite. I'm not going to say that. And but you know, they did win last night. And you know, and that's about all that can be said. Good morning, Dwight. My producer's here. Good morning. Oh boy, this tea is good. It's good and hot. Yeah, Notre Dame Miami was a good game. It was one of the better games that we saw. Notre Dame Miami was good. LSU Clemson was good. I'm gonna go ahead and say it and put it on out there. Florida State Bama was good. If you were a Florida State fan, that was good, and they're rejoicing. They're still rejoicing. South Carolina, Virginia Tech was good. Was a good game. So you know, but now good, Kimberly, good sissy. I slept pretty good myself. Yes, I did. I slept pretty good myself. And everything. Once I got off of that, once I got through watching Notre Dame Miami, I went on to bed. I went to bed. You know, nothing to see here. You know, didn't stick around for any post game reactions. All that kind of stuff. I just didn't have anything, you know, wasn't nothing to watch, you know. Yeah, if you're a Florida State fan, they rejoicing. They probably still having a party. A long weekend. Florida State won, Miami won, I think Florida won. State of Florida was you know, just in a state of whatever. They're in party mode. The three big major universities won. But I'm going to tell you this. But the season is long. The season is long, and it's very unpredictable. Yes. Good morning, Jermaine. Roll Tide to you. I'm just saying to you, I'm going to give this one last reactionary, and then we're going to move on to Louisiana Monroe. Good morning, Stephen Hicks. Everybody look good except Alabama. Big dog got to eat. Panama Jack ain't here no more. Panama Jack was on with us last night. He was on with us yesterday. He was there yesterday. And I'm going to be honest with you. Panama Jack, along with my nephew, along with my son, they were very gracious in their losing. Now, you had a few out there who was trying to make some things more than what it was, and that's going to be in every fan base. Oh, Stacey, I didn't know you lived in Miami. Cool, one of my favorite cities. I was supposed to have been taking a trip there, Stacey, and still might. Yeah, good morning, Dr. Crystal. I saw that, but I knew that was coming. I'm going to put that in the chat. Because, matter of fact, you know, FSU's quarterback selling T-shirts. They say Nick ain't. Yeah, he started selling them no sooner than the game was over. He got back to his room. Yes, Roll Tide, rise up. Yes, we're serious. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm not even going back in that. It's like what Double A said. It's time to move on. I'm going to give one last. Reactionary, and I'm done with it. Then we're through talking about it, and everything. So here we go. We lost the game. That goes without saying. We lost. We just flat out lost. No excuses, no blame. We lost. I went back and looked at the stats. If you go back and you look at the stats without even looking at the score, the stats suggest that we win. The stats suggest that. while we were all, I'm gonna go to, let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and do this. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We were downing. I'm gonna call names right here. We were downing Deontay Lawson, right? Did you know Deontay Lawson had 6 total tackles? 4 of them were solo. Did we know Justin Jefferson had 6 tackles? 4 of them were solo. Did we know that Keon Sapp had 6 tackles? Bray Hubbard had 5 tackles, and Keon had 3 solos. Bray had 4 solo tackles, and Yancey Pierre had 4 tackles, and they were all solo. All of them. All of them. 58 tackles, 32 solo tackles. That was on the defense that we were just literally, let me go back to the offense right quick. Here we go. Ty Simpson was 23 for 43, 254, 2 touchdowns. QB rating of 48.6. I want to clear that up for a minute too. Kevin Riley, 5 carries, 31 yards. Richard Young, 9 carries, 26 yards. Ty Simpson, 9 carries, 17 yards. Daniel Hill, 3 carries for 9. Jerm Bernard, 1 carry for 3. Dre Washington, 2 carries for 1 yard. Now y'all tell me what's wrong. Sometimes when we're looking at something in real time, it actually looks real bad. And it did at times. But when you start putting the stats down, you'll say like, huh? Yeah, that's what happened. And this is off of ESPN. This is from ESPN. So I know that this is legit. Reason I'm saying I'm not going to discuss it anymore is because after I looked at the stats, I just said, we have work to do. Thank you, Bobby Sprinkle. And that's all I'm going to say is what Bobby said. Run the football. Run the football. I'm just saying. That's all Piano Man is going to say. After reading the stats, I have to, now it's a little bit too late for me to get my tickets back and everything. And I think that I acted presumptuously. I really did. I acted too hastily. And everything. But a running court, exactly AA. But we were also making them look bad as well. We just didn't stick to the game plan. We just didn't stick to what was working. So after I say this, I'm done with it. I believe there is still, after reading these stats, I cannot and I will not give up on my Alabama Crimson Tide. I have not. Let's be honest. And for those of us that have been in it through some years, we've seen worse. We've seen worse. So here's the catch. If this pattern continues, y'all, I'm going to have to, where's the governor? And where's the governor? I know he's probably chilling with his family, but I'm going to have to say this in the words of the governor, JB 718. This will fall at the feet of coaching. This failing to see, sometimes we want our players to do certain things, but we don't hold some of these coaches accountable. I've even been guilty of it. just saying, man. If Grubb doesn't do that, call him on the carpet. Run the football. Steven, I understand. But it's just one game and the season is long. On offense, problems got to be fixed. On defense, good morning, Panama Jack. It's got to be physical. And can I tell you something? Even on offense, the O-line, physical. It's got to be physical. And I'm going to be honest with you. When you make, and let me tell you how you know when it gets physical. I'm going to show you how you know when it's physical from an OG. When it gets physical from an offensive perspective is when the opposing defense is ready to fight you. That's when you know it's then got physical. That's when the defense knows that O-line, even down to the backs, they've taken it to another level. That's how you know. And I didn't see that Saturday, but it's going to have to be that for the rest of the way. Physicality, viciousness, ferociousness, passion on both sides from everybody that starts. And when one player doesn't show it, yank him and put in somebody who's ferocious, who's vicious, who's passionate, who wants to win. So I'm just saying. So that's what has to be fixed. It's a mentality. Okay? So I'm moving on. It's time to move on. I apologize for anybody. I was going to come to the game and everything, but I was just that angry that I put my tickets up for sale. I did. Exactly, Bino. Coaching is going to do one of two things. It's going to bring out the best or it's going to bring out the lack. And in the lack, it'll bring out the worst. So let's move on, everybody. No matter, whether you won, whether you lost, that's game one. It's in the books. It's over. It's done with. It's time to move on and everything. Well, you know what, Double A? And you know what? Oh, yeah. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Just give me a minute, okay, because y'all bringing it up. Exactly, Stacy. But, y'all bringing it up. Why bring me? Goodness. It's vicious on social media. It's vicious. From Coach DeBoer on down, it's vicious. And this is why I said I was through, but y'all, keep saying this, that, and the third, and I'm trying to address and this, that, I'm trying to, calling for Coach DeBoer, calling for Womack, even criticizing about Grubb. It's just one big mess. And that's what losing does. So I'm just saying. Let me see. Jaden Daniels did say the same exact thing the Florida State quarterback did. Only difference that we had Milroe, that's a dual threat, and we had pass rusher. Yeah. The difference is in the approach in the game and the mindset of the players, the confidence in the players. Now, Jaden Daniels can say that because I'm going to say this, and I know this is a sore, sensitive subject with some folks, but Jalen Milroe beat LSU twice. He beat him twice. He beat Jay, and watch this. Remember when Bryce Young won the Heisman Trophy? Remember that? Well, guess who beat Bryce Young? Jaden Daniels. Jalen Milroe comes the next year and beats him. Comes in, beats him. They played in Tuscaloosa that year. Jaden Daniels won the Heisman, but Jaden Milroe outballed him. Then we all know what happened last year down there in Baton Rouge. Jaden actually, I know it was a team effort. Jaden actually beat LSU by himself. Ty's not built up that way. He's not. But he had a lot of opportunities to kind of throw those qualities out there. He didn't take them. For whatever reason, we'll never know. But I believe that going on in the future, at least you're going to get that. Now, a lot of people said that, some people, not a lot, a couple people said when they showed that, when it was like a 3rd and 5 or 4th and 5, and it was wide open, one person said he would have been 2 yards short. Not if you got some wheels. No, you wouldn't. You would have got the 5 and about 4 more yards extra with wheels. With wheels. Ty has wheels. He just didn't use them. So, Jaden Daniels beat Saban and then turn around and let me say, wait a minute. Yeah. So he beat Saban once and lost to Saban. So Jaden Daniels, I understand what he's saying, but that Nick Saban mystique, everybody knows that Nick Saban was a go-getter. And he's still a go-getter. He still is. Then we had Dallas Turner on the edge. Just had a different team. But I think that dog is going to come out. Maybe. I hope so. Everybody's got to be fired up. Be on the same page. It's just like in a relationship. Everybody's got to be on the same page. So I'm done with it. It's time to move on. Roll Tide, Larry Large. Roll Tide. Good morning, LaToya. Roll Tide. Good morning. So let's move on. It's just time to move on. It is what it is. Talk all day. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. I told y'all yesterday how I felt. And I'm not taking it back. I'm not taking it back. I'm done with it. Linda P, good morning. Good morning. Here we go, Linda P. Can't give up on me. Yep, I just said the same thing. Bama girl since I was 8 years old and now 67. Going to the game. Wait a minute. Hold up. This chat is moving real fast. Okay, I'll put you up there, Linda P. Going to the game. Said it with faith and confidence. I just said that, Linda P. I regret now putting my tickets up for sale. I had to change it. I just said I acted presumptuously because I was angry. I went back and looked at the stats, Linda P. I went back and looked at the stats. And when I looked at the stats, I had to say, hold everything. That was just some things we didn't do. Winning the game just wasn't one of them, but there were some things we didn't do, but So, I think eventually, and once I say this, and I'm just going to leave this right here, I don't know, but I think eventually, and the key word is eventually, some changes are going to be made. Like I said, I'm no expert. I just know what I'm talking about. Some changes are going to be made. They're going to have to be. Because the way that the schedule is set up, after this week, you got Wisconsin. From Wisconsin to the end of the year, it's going to get harder. It's going to get stiffer. It's going to get just rough. It's going to get rough. Like I told you all yesterday. Remember I told y'all when someone said the sharks are circling, I said, yeah, because there's blood in the water. There's blood in the water. You can't just keep getting injured. And I'm not talking about the natural injury. I'm talking about the proverbial injury. You can't just be proverbially injured all the time and think that the sharks are not going to come. The sharks are going to show up. Y'all read between the lines on that. So just pay attention. Pay attention. But I think we'll right the ship. I think we'll right the ship. Louisiana Monroe. Louisiana Monroe Warhawks. Their record last year. Let's see what we got here. Let's go back to last year. Their record last year, they're in the Sun Belt, and their rank was 14th. Their record last year was 5-7. Their Sun Belt record was 3-5. And when you go to their stadium, you're not even playing in front of 30,000 people, right at 30,000. 27,617. Last year's record, let's go through it right quick. The last year's record, they beat Jackson State 30-14. They beat UAB 32-6. They lost to Texas 51-3. They beat Troy 13-9. They beat James Madison 21-19. They beat USM 38-21. They lost to South Alabama 46-17. They lost to Marshall 28-23. They lost to Texas State 38-17. They lost to Auburn 48-14. They lost to Arkansas State 28-21, and they lost to Louisiana 37-23. So they 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute, 5 and 7. Okay, yeah, they won 5 and they lost 7. Matter of fact, they lost their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They lost their last 6 ball games. Louisiana Monroe. So what you're going to have here are 2 teams who have some things to prove. Now, I don't know. Let me see. Hold up. Sun Belt. So here we go. ESPN. Go to the house. Let me go to scores. Let me go to NCAA football. Let me go to conferences. Let's go to Sun Belt. Okay, Louisiana Monroe is 1-0. They beat St. Francis last Thursday, 29-0. So they're coming in with some confidence. They won. They won. Oh, cool, Anitra. We got you. If you're working, even if you're working and you're listening, thank you. Thank you. But we see that they they won their game over the weekend, all that kind of stuff. Here we go. The offense is returning starters. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 on offense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 on defense. The quarterback, Aiden Armenta, 6'2", sophomore. Left tackle, Sam Carson, 6'4", 300. Left tackle, he's a senior. Left guard, Elijah Fisher, 6'4", 310, senior. Right guard, Jay Mickle, 6'2", 300, senior. Those are the returning starters. Those are the returning starters for the ULM offense. On defense, Cavante Wells, 6'3", 265, DN, senior. Billy Pullen, defensive end, 6'3", 245, senior. Tyrese Hopkins, 6'3", 230-pound senior. He's a linebacker. Carl Fauntleroy, 6 foot safety. He's a senior. A lot of their leadership, seniors, their starters, seniors, this, that, and the third. But if you notice, they have some big boys there on their O-line. They have some big boys. This chat tickles me, man. But so here's what they were saying about their offense right quick. And I really have never read up on ULM everything. I knew they were on the schedule and everything, but let me read up on them just a little bit. The Warhawks were within a game of reaching bowl eligibility halfway through the season last year, but a 6-game skid left them short of the necessary 6 wins needed for postseason consideration. Still, the 5-7 record matched their best mark since 2019, when they finished 5-7 after losing their finale to Louisiana. Playing a big part in ULM's early success, and that included wins over UAB, Troy, and James Madison. We got all that. We saw all of that. Okay, here we go. Quarterback Jim. Okay, now watch this. I'm gonna see. Watch this here. Quarterback General Booty. Y'all remember him? Has transferred. General Booty. General Booty, who started the first 4 games, has also transferred. But Aiden Armenta, who started the last 8, returns. Armenta completed 54.7% of his 190 pass attempts for 1,292 yards as a redshirt freshman. Backup running back James Jones, 336 yards rushing yards, also entered the portal, leaving the position wide open going into the fall. This, that, and the third. Defense with Wyatt Williams Jr. transferring to Ole Miss. The Warhawks returned only 5 starters to a unit that was ranked in the middle of the pack in the Sun Belt in allowing 384 yards a game. They tell some of the players the overview of them is that the Warhawks were rolling early in the 2024 season before stumbling to the finish line. Coach Brian Vincent thinks recruiting results have given his team more depth overall for 2025. Early trips to Alabama and Northwestern could leave them short of the postseason again, right? So the 2025 schedule, St. Francis in Pennsylvania, they won. They come to Bama. They go to UTEP. They play Arkansas State. They go to Northwestern. They go to Coastal Carolina. They play Troy. They come to Southern Miss. They play Old Dominion. South Alabama, they go to Texas State, and they go to Louisiana. That's this week's opponent, ULM. I'm just saying. Bama has, you know what? These teams are going to play Bama tough. They're going to play them tough. And teams like ULM, they smell blood in the water too. Now, they'll be one of those teams that we should beat them. Be careful, Linda P. Safe travels to you. Safe travels. Safe travels. Be careful. Be safe. Be safe. If we're back on, today's Monday. Yeah, if we're back on this evening, let us know that you made it. Let us know what you made it. Take care. Be safe. Safe travels to you. This will be one of those teams that's going to play Bama tough. They're going to come out on fire. They're going to play us tough. I'm just being honest about it. I bleed crimson, yes, but you know what? But still time for that blueprint to be changed. I'm just going to remain I'm going to remain positive until you give me a reason to begin my negativity. I believe they can right this ship, but you got to want to right it. You got to want to write it. Now, AA and Latoya, y'all sort of outrunning me here. But since y'all are there, I'm gonna say hats off to, bottoms up. But watch this. Did you, if you watched the Miami Notre Dame game last night, did y'all notice an interesting somebody on the sideline with Miami last night? Michael Irvin. But catch this. Michael Irvin has been on the Miami sideline the last few years. They've been right there. He's been there. Michael Irvin played at the University of Miami when they were referred to as the youth. That's who got that started. Was them. Michael Irvin. And Michael Irvin reminds those guys of what the U's standard is. I'm going somewhere with this. Some of the guys he's helping the coaches. He's reminding them. You saw that too, Stacy? I'm telling you. When people say when those old heads show up like that, and the present coaches open that door for them to come in and remind them of a culture that they started, I'm of the firm belief Bama would not be wrong in doing likewise. Matter of fact, no school is, especially if you're used to winning. If you're used to winning championships, whether it's the conference championship or a natty, if you're used to winning it and you're used to being there year in and year out, a voice from the past needs to be somewhere, or some voices from the past need to be somewhere on the sideline, hyping these guys up, reminding these guys. But not only that, be a practice. Be a practice. What's up, Patriot Life? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And people are, and I'm going to put it to you this way. Scott Cochran had his issues. But the one thing I know for sure, Scott Cochran loved Alabama. He loved Alabama. I have nothing against the present health and strength and conditioning folks at Bama. I have nothing against them. But I'm going back to what I said yesterday. You got to have some, where them thugs at? Where's that dog mentality? And that's what I think Michael Irvin brought back to when he came and he's helping the coaches. He bought a particular aura about him. When Michael Irvin played at Miami, that's what they were known as. They were known, if anybody can remember, when Notre Dame, if you're old enough to remember, when Notre Dame and Miami played back in the Gap, it was called the Saints versus the Convicts. That's what they referred to the University of Miami as. Convicts. Convicts. Yeah, we have ha-ha. Chat, you know. Yeah, we got it. Not sure. Marquise Mays brought that up too, I believe, Crimson. He put a picture of Jeremy Pruitt up there and said he was good. He was good. Yeah, the Catholic versus the convicts. That's what it was. And that's when Michael Irvin and all them cats was playing. Miami didn't care. They didn't care what people said about them. They didn't care. So all I'm saying is, starting this week, somebody has to change the mentality. And I know culture doesn't change overnight, but I will tell you this. I'll say this to you. But attitude can, and start living in it. Patriot life, that, let me tell you something. This here was one of the first questions I believe Crimson brought up. This here is a reel that is all over Twitter, especially on Bama pages. It's all over Twitter. It's all over. Very, very disappointing, I believe, Crimson. It was very disappointing. And especially when you've gone hard for a person. When you've gone hard for them. Shout out to 55 of y'all in the chat. Double nickel. Love it. But I'm telling you, especially when you've gone hard. And for them to be just, and I'm going to tell you like I often say, and the cameras don't lie. Larry Lord, what's up? What's up, player? Well, here we go. Y'all know what's about to happen. I really don't have much to say. There's the link in the chat. Have your say this morning. Just keep it respectable. Kind of keep it short. I want to get as many people on as I can, or that would love to come on. You don't have to show your face or anything. You know, you can just come in and talk. But there's the link in the chat. Please hit the like button. Please do. I'll be noticing that on a lot of lives that I go on and everything. People want to get in that chat and get the chatting away. But something about that like button, we need to start hitting that when we first come in. And that's just not on my chat. That's on all of them. That's the first thing I do before I go in the chat. I hit that like button. Even if I'm on the panel, I hit that like button. Yes, God. Boxer weed string. I ran out in my weedy. Anybody want to come on? But that's about it. I mean, nothing much to say, but win. You got to get out there and win. You got to get out there and win. Good morning, Keith. Roll Tide. All right, Nick. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
How are you, sir?
I was actually sitting here shaving. That's why I took my thing off the camera. I wouldn't mind showing my face. But, man, like everybody, I was sick over that game. But it's Monday. It's time to move on and get ready for the next and every game after that. Like I said, I was born an Alabama fan. I've seen bad times, and I'll always be an Alabama fan. And I, like you, I think they can get things fixed, but they got Louisiana Monroe and then Wisconsin at home before they have a bye week and play Georgia. And I just, they need to have because this could be poison in the locker room right now. The coaches need to get with this team and get them bought in and everything. Just
Um,
so,
you know what? But before I go further, Nick, I saw where some things we're talking about. I asked a question and the chat is moving so fast. How's your grandmother?
she is getting out of the hospital today.
Cool. All right.
Yes,
Good.
yes.
We've been praying and we've been
Uh,
keeping it in our thoughts and our prayers, as well as you, because we know this is hard on you too, as well, bro. So just thank you. Thank you for looking after your grandmother, but thank you for also taking care of yourself too, Nick. And man, much prayers to you. Shout out to Gabe. What's up, man? Your friend from Georgia representing them dogs, man. Yes, that's Nick State. That's Nick.
Yeah, hey, what's up? Oh, what's up? Everybody's. Well, I've been trolled big time. I mean, my phone, every time my phone's constantly lighting up with people laughing at me for the things I said on social media. And I'm keeping my mouth shut the rest of the season, no matter what. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut and just let it play out on the field. But I wanted some other people to call in too and get their take. So, and I had thought about selling my tickets to the Georgia game, but no, I'm going. I'm gonna go support Alabama. I
Yeah,
am.
I
I
hate
am.
Nick. I hate that I did that to mine, man. After kind of thinking about it, I feel like a
Yeah.
sellout now. I really do. I hope and people that hear me, you know what? I get called names all the time, and I'm used to that. But the one thing about it, the difference between a warrior and a keyboard warrior is a pull up game. See,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna leave that right there. And
Huh.
and I'm a warrior, so that I'm what
I
I can
know.
say behind this camera, I can definitely say it to your face. And but I'm not about violence like that. But I don't.
Yeah.
But people call me, I get called names and all that kind of stuff. But I feel kind of bad that I acted so angrily, and I've even done that in being a father. I've even done that with my kids sometimes. But after going back and kind of thinking about it, I go back and apologize to them. I go back and apologize. So Bama Nation, man, I apologize. I've been a Bama fan for over 50 years. And this is the first time that I felt like that. But I just want to tell you that I feel bad that I just put my tickets up for sale, but I did it out of anger because I was just so angry with the effort and everything. It's like what Latoya said. I don't mind losing, but it's how we did it, and that's what got to me. But I apologize to all of you. Hey, good morning, Clinton Howard, Roll Tide. So Nick, I apologize to you, brother. I try to be the best example that I can be, but I'm human just like anybody else. And
Hey, we all get angry. I got angry. And Roll Tide, Clinton Howard. I see him all the time, speak to him. So, we got to move on. It's a 24-hour thing. I was sick over it. And I said, I'm not going to the Georgia game. And I almost went on mine and tried. And then I said, wait a second, let me just go in here. And then I watched the Clemson LSU game. It was a good game, but I was sick all day but now it's Monday. It's time to move on.
I
So
hear you.
just like the team, it's a 24-hour win or loss and move on.
I
So,
hear you. Well, Nick, I got to bring the phone up.
All
We'll
right.
a little bit, brother, and big ups to you, man, and tell grandma we love her and we're praying for her, and we'll see you soon.
I will. See
All
you
right.
later. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. What's up, Jeff?
You know me, man. Still trying to recover a little bit, but hey, it's what it is. I mean, I didn't want to lose the first game of the year,
Right.
but that's what happened. So now we got to move on and get ready for the next game because the season doesn't stop just because you lose.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you gotta keep going.
Right.
But I will say this: the board needs to get on those players when they don't do a good play. I mean, I'm not saying he's Nick Saban. He's not Nick Saban. We know this.
Right. Right.
But he still needs to get on them players when they don't do right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you said, I want to see some headgear. I want to see some mics
Yeah.
on the ground, you know. I want to see some passion.
Yeah.
Something, because that was not passion.
I don't know what that was, man. I told you, I saw more passion and grit at a Pee-wee game more than I did out of them coaches, man. And it can't be that way.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Jeff. And you know, and I tell you all the time, correct me if y'all think I'm wrong about something. You know, I often tell you, correct me if you think I'm wrong. But let me tell you something. It'll make you think the worst about your team. When you see something consistently going on, constantly going on, it makes you think the worst. It's just like I said, it's just like even in a relationship. It's just like in a relationship. You keep seeing a particular behavior from your significant other, you're going to think something. You're going to think something, and it's going to be in the negative. That's all I'm saying. And,
I know. I hear you.
And you're not, man, because that couldn't be me, bro. I don't give a hoot how much NIL, LIN, I don't give a hoot what letters it is. You're going to get FUSSED by Piano Man. I'm the coach.
Yep.
You're going to get fussed. Some stuff going to come out that you probably ain't heard in all your life.
I have another thing. Why was Ryan Grubb in the booth and Gene Stallings was on the sidelines? I mean, he had contact with his players when they come off the field, you know, when they made a good play or whatever. If they made a bad play, he had contact with them. Why can't we have that? Why can't we have like you know, Lane Kiffin was on the sidelines back in the day? We kept our offensive and defensive coordinators on the sideline. Up in the booth, he don't see what's going on. He can't react with the players and abandoning the run. Why? They did the same thing at Michigan last year. They abandoned the run, and that was a different coordinator, Sheridan. So I don't understand why they did that. Grubb, he's a good quarterback. He's a good coordinator, but he needs to not abandon the run when he is torching FSU's defense. Because he was on that first drive, they were torching FSU's defense. What Young was getting 5 or 6 yards a run. I think Hill was getting like 5 or 6 yards a run. So why abandon the run when it's working? I don't understand that. I mean, why start throwing the ball and putting Ty in situations that he's not used to? That's the thing. I just don't understand it.
I don't know, but some things are going to have to change. But as far as that booth thing goes, I think that's a thing of choice. I believe it's an active choice. I'm trying to get comfortable in this chair. I think it's a thing of choice. I personally not all that big of a fan of the booth. I don't think that the booth needs to be for the coordinator. I'm gonna bring Twister up with you, Jeff. Okay.
Come on. Hey, Twister.
Roll time, man. How y'all doing this morning? Happy Labor Day to y'all fellas.
Happy Labor Day to everybody, even though we on a kind of a sour note.
Yeah, that part. He had a
Uh,
man. I think Alabama just stayed in Tuscaloosa, man, because them boys ain't had no heart. I heard you earlier when you talking about those coaches, man. They just down the sideline. They weren't disappointed.
No.
Them boys didn't do nothing. Came the boy just looking like not on the law. He looked so freaking defeated on that sideline, and
Yes, he did.
the defense, man. The defense. I ain't never seen Alabama defense got ran over by their offensive line like I seen last Saturday. And I don't know, man. Our offensive line, they got, I don't know, and Caden probably got beat so many times. I don't know. It's just like, to me, you're a big guy. You were 6'9" and weigh 300 pounds, and you let a smaller defensive end go around you and get the quarterback.
yeah.
And
I'm just sitting here listening and looking at the chat and everything. And I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm really ready to move on, but I understand everybody wants to talk about it because it's disappointing.
It is very disappointing.
Very disappointing. And like what Twister was saying, and I've said it, others have said it, you know, like, where's the passion? You know, I don't know if any of y'all saw KB's meltdown.
I did.
oh man, he's very pissed. I seen he's very pissed and disappointed.
Well, he said he literally said, "I waited all year for this to see my team lose."
I mean,
KB actually said that. He said, "I waited to see this." It just, yeah.
yeah. I believe Crimson said, you know, we can't pass protect, but we can run protect. So simple math, tell me, run the ball, right? Run the ball.
And Piano Man Joe, man, when it's 3rd and 1, why are we throwing the ball?
I was wondering the same thing.
That is the crap. That's like Nick Sheldon did last year. What are we doing passing the ball at a 1-yard line?
1 yard line. Get it across the line.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you where that came from. That comes from trying to catch a team by surprise, and you're trying to bust a big one. That's what that's all about. You're trying to catch them off guard, and you're trying to bust one. If you don't bust, you know, if you don't take it all the way, you're gonna at least get more than the one that gets you closer to your goal.
Yeah, but Ty's not comfortable throwing the ball like that.
No.
Yeah. You know, he was
But
not
let me
accurate on the run, like trying to run it and throw it. He was not accurate. I mean, and I know people don't want to hear that, but he was not accurate. And then I'm gonna put it to you like this. All right, like I said, I'm actually through with this, man. But here we go. I gotta do this. Here we go. Hold it. Let me go back, y'all. Just bear with me just a minute. Here we go. Now watch this here. I'm going to the stats. Let me go back to the stats. Here we go. Come on now. Let me go to the box. Here we go. Ty threw for 254 yards. People are saying, well, that was good. Not when you left 200 more yards on the field.
Uh-huh.
Not when you left 200 more yards on the field. He overthrew Rico Scott like how many times? About 3. And those were big yardage plays. So to me,
Yeah, but he's not accurate.
You know, to me, what ended up happening there is lack of accuracy, lack of whatever. And so we got to work on it. We got to go back to the drawing board.
He's not giving enough time on the field. He's not putting enough time throwing the ball in, you know, in practice. It's okay to show a few minutes of practice time on YouTube, but practices are what, 3 or 4 hours or something like that. I mean,
right.
Saban used to run 2 a days.
Right.
Can't do that no more.
I believe I'm not forgetting the drop passes, but there weren't that many drop passes.
No. Realistically, Bama could have got back into the game 2 or 3 times. It's just as soon as they got a rhythm going, Florida State got a rhythm going, and it just kind of disrupted everything.
I ain't mean to step into this, man, but Gus Malzahn, man, Gus Malzahn just did Gus Malzahn things. Yep. We had that problem when he was with Auburn. We used to that. They ain't used to it. The other coaches, the new coaches like Kane Womack, they're not used to them how he played. We are as fans. We seen this too many times when he was over there at Auburn. Yeah. Kane Womack, like he didn't know what to do to defend that they're on their RPO. He just couldn't. They couldn't seal the goddamn edges for nothing in this world. That number 19 guy just cut right through that defense like a knife. Every time they went for jet sweeps, the goddamn reverse, they couldn't stop it for nothing at all. They couldn't stop it whatsoever. And like we could stop the old school run, we could stop that, but Kane Womack had no answer for that for Gus Malzahn. We know what Gus can do. That was a Gus bus problem, man. We had, man. I'm like, here we go. It just remind me of Auburn 2013 all over again because they had a game plan. Alabama just like looked defeated, and then when Ty went for that run, he could have kept running instead of trying to throw the ball to Ryan Williams. That was his mistake. He should have ran for that. And then we could have ran again on the other side, on the right side. He could have ran it. He trying to look for these receivers. Now, one thing he can do, he can avoid a sack. He can avoid a sack and he can get away from a sack, but he just can't throw on a run.
Yeah.
But sometimes you gotta use your legs, man. But Coach, you gotta tighten them boys up, man. You can't be sugarcoating and being so nice, man. That ain't gonna work. And we ain't trying to bring up Nick Saban, bro, but Nick Saban, like KB said, Nick Saban would never do That is unacceptable, man. That is not Alabama football, and we already calling for killing the boys' head already, man, because that was embarrassing. I don't think.
The board needs to go through the Saban coaching school.
Yeah, he does. I don't think Florida State beat Alabama. Alabama, like they weren't even trying. Like Bray Harvard jogging for the ball. Ryan Williams, man, bless his heart, man. Even though he had a concuss, that was a target they didn't call, but he missing catches. That's unlike him. The only person I seen was balling out was Bernard, and he was balling out with everything he had.
Well, the only thing we can do
they got demolished.
The only thing we can do now with this team is we can make this game a backbreaker, or they can make this game and take it as a lesson and then use it for the rest of the year if they don't want to be in that situation again.
Because you're going to face some more running quarterbacks. Trust me.
They got to.
You're going to face them. You're going to face some more running quarterbacks. And then I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you, and then I got some more coming. I'm going to tell you like this, y'all. And Twister, be this way. Also, you have to prepare yourself for when offenses begin to make adjustments because they figure that you're vulnerable in that area. Enter the Wildcat. Become a Wildcat. Become a Wildcat offense. All of a sudden, they come to Wildcat offense. They're gonna do that. That's gonna happen.
Why didn't Kane Womack have a spy on Castellano or the running back? What's up with that? Why there was? I mean, I preached this for I don't know how long. Gotta control the middle of the field. You got to keep that. That is prime area for runners, for quarterbacks and running backs to just do damage, and they did. I mean, like Twister said, that number 19 was cutting us up. I mean, he was What did he get? Wait, what? One play he got? What was a 40-something yard run? It was like 2 yards, and they were on the to the end zone or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well,
they
that
couldn't
guy
feel
was-
the edge for nothing.
the
They couldn't
edges
do it. I don't know.
were very soft. Matter of fact, the whole thing was soft. The whole thing was soft.
Like, we are a very talented team. It's just the coaching ain't coaching them hard enough. We don't got the right coach for them boys. And like what Piano Man said yesterday, man, we worrying about our recruits. The recruits are looking at this, man, like, oh no, man. Is that how they coaching us like this, man? I don't know. I hope and pray to God they don't change their mind. But recruits are watching this game just like everybody else. And that coach better get his A game, bro. Because I don't think Florida State that good. Alabama just didn't play. It's just like they were just out there. We just can't go just because we got a big A on our chest and A's on and numbers on our helmets, man. We got to go out there and play.
Well, I'm a loyal fan.
I am too.
But I think that the board should have. I mean, I'm not saying that Ty was not doing his thing or whatever, but I think that the board should have tried another quarterback. I really do. I think that might have changed things. I think that might have threw a wrinkle in there because they practiced for Ty because they knew Ty was the starting quarterback. Look at what happened, and I'm not trying to. 2009 national championship game. We come close to losing that game. We really did.
Against Texas.
When they took that one quarterback out and put that other guy in, we didn't practice for that guy. And that guy diced us up until the defense figured out what was going on and then stopped them.
Yeah. And Shades of Georgia back in 2017 when Jalen Hurts wasn't throwing, he was throwing overheads and put two in there, and that gave us a spark. You can't,
It's loyalty.
if you want to win a game, man, you got to do. If the plays ain't working how you want it, take that quarterback out and put the other one in there, see what he can do. You just can't just stick it out. Like, I know you're trying to be, you're trying to show freaking loyalty and all that, man. You got high hopes for him and stuff like that. I understand that, but if it ain't working, man, take him out and put somebody else in, because if you see it ain't working and you going to the well too often, man, you got to get him out and let somebody else do it.
I think it would have sparked the offense. I think it would have sparked the offense.
Well, here's the thing on that, and I was just seeing what I believe wrote, and he said he's not putting it on Ty. We're not putting it on Ty. Just highlight some instances of where Ty could have done better at particular instances, especially when he had the defense vulnerable to a point to where, like, he could have run it. Sometimes one play that you make changes the whole complexion of a game.
True.
One play, and it'll change the whole complexion.
But do you think that using a 2-quarterback system might work in this case until we actually find out what quarterback we actually need?
No. Here's where I think I'm gonna say something to y'all, and I watched this during the proverbial A-Day. Here we go. When you're taking it down to the quarterback, Elon and Austin, they said that all three of them are different. More or less brings you the traditional side, but he also brings you the charismatic side where he can also run if he chooses to. Because by nature, Ty's not a runner. When you put Austin and Keelan back there, from just what I've observed, they're not the charismatic runners like that. They're those guys that can stand in their pocket and sort of make it happen, right? Everything about them is tiny. It's tiny. So also receiver, the only receiver that was actually getting open was Jern.
Yeah, Jern, yeah.
They were doubling Ryan because they refused to let Ryan Williams beat them. They doubled him. So open turn, Josh Quavers actually balled out.
Yeah, he did.
Around a lot, after he caught the ball. But like I told you, I'd rather him catch the ball and fall than fall and can't catch it all.
And Jalen Bernard played all here. He played his ass off too now. Jalen Bernard. He was very consistent, I felt.
He balled out. And I'm gonna tell you what, Rico Scott, no joke.
Yeah, he did. He did good too.
The whole time, y'all. We've been saying it. Yeah, and what Jermaine said, and I'm just saying this, and me and somebody were talking about this yesterday. I believe that's coaching, man. They don't know how to run, and you're going, so throwing the ball away would be feasible. But to me, that I can get you at least 6 yards. That's 6 yards more than what you had.
True.
That's what I say. That's what I say. I don't believe they want him to run. I believe I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I got to go. I believe they are trying to mimic the Washington offense with Penix and Ty, Penix and Milroe, Penix and Austin, Penix and Elon.
Bama's not built like that.
Not built like that. They're not built that way. And you can't turn a cup of coffee into a glass of tea.
No.
You can't do that.
We are a running team. That's what we are.
I'm with Jones, y'all, and I don't mean to dominize, but I got to say this. Y'all said it too. I would have stood the run until they stopped me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Run the ball until they stop him, and they couldn't stop Young or Hill for that first try. And then why they abandoned the run, I'll never understand that.
They stopped me. And then the other part, Riley was your best back.
Oh, he was.
Riley was your best back. They could not put a handle on Riley. I would have just kept on going.
Look, this is the coach's fault. That's all I'm gonna say. This is the coach's fault. They need to fix this. They need to get the players and give the players enthusiasm on how to be an Alabama player, because that's the only thing that's going to help this team after losing the first game of the year. Because I don't know, what was that? When's the last time we lost an opening game? What
2001. We ain't lost an opener in 24 years.
24 years. Okay. So this should, like I said,
that's pretty bad, man.
This can be a backbreaker, or this can be a lesson for the team that they don't want to be in that situation again. And this should be an eye-opener for the coaches to understand that, hey, you let Alabama down. You let Alabama fans down. How can you fix it?
Jeff and Piano Man, can they learn from this defeat?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can they learn? It's a lesson. Can they learn from it? And can the coaches learn from their mistakes and look in the mirror and go, hey, this is on us as much as it is the players?
I got a feeling, man. I believe Caleb LeBoy is too nice, and I think some of them other cats probably running him over because he's not alpha like a Saban. He just let things slide to me. He's not like disappointed. He like, oh, we're still a good team, yada yada yada. I'm like, bro, we messed up. Hey, tighten up.
Need to realize that too. When Saban would learn, when Saban knew that, I'll give you another example. I remember we played Tennessee one year. I think it was 2000. We won the game, but it wasn't by much. Saban said, we didn't practice right all week long. I knew it was going to be a struggle. Everybody else was like, oh, we're going to blow them out, blah, blah, blah. We didn't blow them out. I think it was like a 7-point win or something like that. Said this. But what Saban would do is when a player would mess up, He'd grab him by the damn face mask and be like, "What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Get on the damn bench until you learn how to make a play." And that's what he would do. And that's what the board needs to do.
Nick Saban old school, man. And the boy is like a new school coach. Nick Saban was old school. Some of these young cats don't understand old school. They be thinking like when the coach yelling at them, they like hurting their feelings. They need that tough love. That's one thing that the boy don't have. Alabama just lost its mystique last week. We ain't feared anymore. Alabama's not feared anymore. Anybody can fight Alabama now.
Nobody fears us anymore. Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
Caleb boy got it wake up and say, man, you saying it's time and all that, man. Where is it at, man? We still looking for that time. They sure won last Saturday.
It wasn't last Saturday.
No.
It wasn't.
All the coaches at fault, man. Y'all, man, if y'all want to win, y'all got to make sacrifices, bro. That's all I'm going to say.
They all got to reevaluate what happened, look at it, break it down, and figure out what to do right. Because every on defense, on offense, some of the players were out of whack on offense. A lot of the players were out of whack on defense. You cannot let a quarterback just run straight through you, not be able to tackle him. I don't care what team you are.
Yep. And I'm going to tell y'all this, and I'm going to go after this. Let me tell y'all something. Both of you are right, and people in the chat are right. But I bleed crimson. I'm going to tell you what he's doing. It's called nothing. It's called nothing. You don't let your team, you don't stand up there and look confused. When your team is getting run over, you don't stand up there and look confused and don't confront anybody and leave it to the assistants and the coordinators. No, you're the head coach. That's called nothing.
I need to bring the damn offensive coordinator back on the sidelines so he can get on the team. Because I heard that I seen that Ryan Grubb is a fiery coach.
Okay, but where was that Saturday?
I ain't seen none of that.
I didn't see it either. I'm just saying, but if he'd have been on the sidelines, it might have been a different story because he'd have been able to interface with the team, just like Gus was interfacing with his team.
And you're right, Jeff. And you can't do that from the booth. You can't just tell him. I said, no. You got to be down there. Let me tell you though. Let me tell you what. Here's my thing. I'm from the old school thought. Good morning, OG Gill. Hope you're feeling better, bro. Okay, Stacey, go dog. Be safe down there in Miami. Have fun. Think about me. That's one of my favorite cities in the world. Good eating down there. But I'm going to put it to you this way. The passion, the fire, the this, that, and the third, all of those things that made Bama is no longer there. I'm going back to what I'm saying. It's almost like we're waiting on Barney to come on so we can all sing, I love you, you love me, and all that kind of stuff. That's the way it looks.
Nah, I hope and pray to God that won't happen. Jesus Christ.
Good grief.
It's like we all sitting around getting ready to sing Kumbaya and everybody pass the peace pipe. That's the way it looks. That's the way it looks. You know.
I don't want to say anything, but bringing barbecue to a team before you play a game.
No wonder they run
That's like ice cream. That's like when they did it with ice cream last year. Who's going to have a damn ice cream truck on a football team sideline? What the hell? What you gonna do that for? What, you want to make them fatter or something? And I don't.
Let me say this, and I'm gonna get off this phone because I'm working right now. What we need to do, start with the podcast. Ryan Williams needs to stop being on the podcast and asking questions, man, and get on that field and start practicing. Him and Barkway, all them boys need to have a player-only meeting and blame each other. Just talk it out or whatever. Somebody on the captain on the team, they need to start talking and just like say, man, who are we, man? Are we Alabama? Or are we just here to get a check?
I want to see fights on the sideline again. I want to see passion on the field. I want to see coaches getting mad when the plays don't go right. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, no, man. Not no sugarcoat, man, because you can't be nice to having favoritism, man. You got to go on all of them. If one player mess up, we all mess up. That's how it's supposed to be. Because you can't too much talking.
That's what I'm saying. That the players need to have a meeting by themselves, no coaches, just all the players, and say, what do you want to do? Do you want to win the rest of this season, or do you want to fold up and give up? Because exactly what you did Saturday.
All right, Peter, man, Jeff, man. I'm finna head up out of here, man. Roll Tide, man. God bless y'all, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
All right,
Roll Tide, Twister.
I'm gonna get ready to get on up out of here myself, but Jeff, if some things just need to be addressed.
Yes.
What Steven just said, you need a no mercy crew, just like that's up in here with Gil and with Steven. A no mercy crew needs to rise up in the Alabama locker room. Don't show no mercy on no teammate. If you're lagging, if you're lagging, we ain't showing no mercy. If I pick up that you're lagging, I'm finna get in your behind. You need a no mercy crew. They need one. I'll send that in and tell them I got a no mercy crew on my staff. Gil Cruz, Stephen Hicks. And what it is, what it's designed is that they don't like nobody but Alabama. You need a no mercy crew. Just like last night, for the last couple of years, I told you all, I've seen Michael Irvin on the sideline with Miami. He don't show them no mercy. And when they do something wrong, he in their face. When they do something right, he's congratulating them. He did that. What's up, Fangers? Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, what happened to the players coming out? Even when they got a touchdown on the play, none of the players come out and said anything or done anything. Didn't pat nobody on the back or anything. Titus went and sat down.
I'm telling you, man, it is a whole total different demeanor. And I'm gonna ask one more question. I'm gonna ask that question again. Somebody else just brought it up. Where the thugs at? Where the thugs at? What's up, Huggy? One more time. Where the thugs at?
And we got good players. We just got coaches that don't know how to work them.
I'm with you, Twister. We playing like this. Georgia gonna get that second win in 10 tries. They're gonna get it. I'm telling you. With this mentality, they gonna get it, and they gonna get it in big fashion.
Yeah, and Sanford at that. But like I said, it's the turning point. It's either the turning point now or give up. One of the two, because either the players can hold themselves accountable and do what they got to do, and the coaches got to do the same thing. The players need to have meetings and do like that 2018 team did. All right, do like that 2020 team did. They bought in. They knew exactly what they had to do. I mean, what was it? Devontae Smith, one of the coaches, I think it was on training with the Tide, I think, before they took it off the air. He told him, he said, it's too early in the morning. He said, well, Alabama's not for everybody. After that, Devontae Smith was on the field catching 200 passes before practice and after practice. That's what we need.
I mean, that's what you're out there for.
And not just one player, all of them. Everybody needs to buy in. Because it's going to take everybody to do this to get back to where we need to be.
Dr. Crystal asked a question, what are the chances of the old heads coming back to help? I'm about to tell you, slim to none. Slim to none.
Well, they got to fix it. They got to fix whatever was broken, because if they don't, like you said, we're going to lose a lot more games. Alabama's going to miss the playoffs, and it's going to be just like it was last year, but worse.
You know what, though? You know what else, though, Jeff? I'm going to say this, though, bro. Alabama just won't miss the playoffs. Alabama won't even make a bowl game.
Yeah, I know.
That's the reality. And what's
turn into a freaking Auburn team.
What's broken is, Jeff, I'm gonna say this and get ready to go. Been on here long enough. What's broken is, bro, is spirit, attitude, effort. It's a broken effort. They're not there. They're not there. It's almost like they're zoned out. They're zoned out. They're zoned out. So, bro, just enough of the talk. I'm with Steven. Enough of the talk.
Talk is over.
Talk is over. I don't want to hear nothing about we're holding each other accountable. Not Saturday, you didn't. Not Saturday. Just saying.
Nobody looked at nobody on Saturday. Just, after that first drive, Alabama said, "Okay, we scored 7 points. That's all we'll be all right."
Kept the offense. You kept the Gus bus in the driveway.
Okay, well, this is it. We need to move on from here. It's on to ULM. We got to get our season back on track, and we got to get our coaches on the same page as the players are so we can win games and win games in big fashions and not have to worry about. I don't want to win games by a couple of points here and there because they're going to just keep talking about Alabama like they're talking about Alabama right now. I want to win games by big margins. That way we get our fear back in the football and everything else. If we can use it to claw our way back into this season, because I believe we can do it. It's just going to take the coaches to say, okay, well, we messed up and we didn't do the players right. So it's going to take that, and after that, we'll just see what happens. I mean, we'll see what happens with ULM. We'll see what happens with Wisconsin. Wisconsin lost their starting quarterback on the first game, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so their starting quarterback is out. They had to put their backup in to play the rest of the game.
But you know what, though, Jeff? They're going to still run that ball.
Oh, I know. I understand that, and we got to stop it.
And we got to stop it. We got to stop it. We got to come in with that mentality. We need to go in, you know what? I'm not even worried about Wisconsin. I'm worried about ULM because ULM will be one of them teams that come up in there and beat you if you don't get your mind right.
Yeah, true. Well, I was just saying that for to let you know if you didn't know it or not. But yeah, they did. They lost their starting quarterback in I think it was the second quarter. Yeah. Somebody rolled up on his ankle. One of the defense did. And so he's out for the season, or not. I don't know if he's out for the season, but he's out for at least 4 or 5 games for sure. So their starting quarterback is out, and then they got a backup. But ULM is the game that we're going to play this coming Saturday. We have to be ready for it. Everybody thinks that Alabama is whatever, and they should be thinking that because we look like pure D poop. I mean, that's just the realism of it. No sugarcoating it, like the chat's saying. Just we got to go out there and play football, and and it's a tuner game, but it's not a tuner game because it's like we're starting over.
Yeah, this is Operation Reset.
Yeah, this is reset.
All these folks, trying to coax this one, coax that one. No, start being vocal. Start being vocal. Someone asked in the chat, I think it was LaQuasia, I think it was her, who asked, do you think the coaches are seeing what we're saying? Probably so. But the other question is, do you think they care? They better start.
It's like they're just there for a paycheck or something.
Because babies, listen. If I'm seeing a lack of effort, please don't try to insult me and tell me, oh, you're not looking at it right. You want to make a bet. But all I'm saying,
we know we're Alabama fans. We know we watch the games. We know what's going on.
And we know effort when we see it. So Dr. Crystal says, no more podcast, coaches interviews canceled. Hey, coach, and we don't and don't even say a damn thing until the season is over.
I was gonna say the same thing. I said I don't want to see another damn interview. I don't want to see another coach's interview until they start winning, until they start getting on a winning mentality. Because all that camera time is doing is just
it's messing you up. It's messing up stuff.
And the players, they don't need to be on camera either. Until they can do right, keep them off camera too.
What I heard from last Wednesday and what I saw Saturday, what I heard at Hey Coach on Wednesday did not match what I saw Saturday. I won't be watching Hey Coach this week. No, I won't be watching it. Call me fair weather, call me whatever you want. Call me whatever you want. Bino said it. My mom and them used to say it. Talk is cheap. Talk is one of them things. Talk is cheaper than gas.
Your channel and Bam Down Sports is the only one I really. I try to listen to Bama, you know, with Kyle Henderson.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, some of them. I don't know. That some of them people on there, boy, they something else. And Kyle, you know, he's doing his channel and he's doing his thing, and I'm happy for him. But I want to help the little people. You know, I want to help the ones that's starting out. You know. And getting going, like Bam Down Sports, and you know, and you and other ones, you know, like D Sharp and all them. You know, I want to help them. So I get my Bama football through you guys. I don't listen to the outside noise. I don't worry about that, all that. If I get a comment on there, I read it or whatever about Florida State or whatever, then I just keep moving on, because that's all you can do, and that's all we got to do. Is move on, because we got 11 more games to go. Like I said, the season's not over yet. Just because you lose doesn't mean the season stops. You have to keep going. People think that Alabama's weak right now, so we got to, you know, they got to show that they're not weak, and I hope they can do. I hope they can get that fire back. I hope that DeBoer can and start, you know, learning that, hey, I can't just, you know, I just can't just look at the player and go sit down. It's okay, go sit down. No, you can't do that. You got to get on the players, man. That's all it is to it. You got to get on them. Look, what's wrong with you? You can't do that. You know, you set them on the bench for a play or whatever. What did Coach Saban do? I know I get that Coach Saban, but he was a hard coach and everybody knows it. What did Coach Saban do when Jerry Jeudy first started at football at Alabama? He missed a meeting, a movie, and they kept him out for 2 quarters.
Yep.
That's what we need. But until we get that fire, until we get what we need, it's going to be a waiting game for Alabama. Because like I said, it's like the first game of the year again. Because we lost the first game of the year to a team that we really wasn't supposed to lose to. In my book, I say that. I'm not being a homer or nothing like that. I'm just telling you what I think. Because I seen that there was chances in that game that we could have took advantage and run the score up. But they didn't. So here we are, 0-1, and it's gut check time.
Oh yeah.
It's time to see where your gut is.
Yeah. So anyway, but I appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Out with me for a little while. You and Twister and Nick Harden. That we see they're letting Nick's grandmother out of the hospital. So
that's great. Man, prayers up to her.
Grateful for that part, Nick. And tell your grandmother we love her and we're praying for you. And roll tide. And
that's right.
And everything. But y'all, it's time to move on from this.
That's right.
It's time to move on. Let's get it together. Let's pray our team gets it together. We know we can do better than this. We know that we can. It has to be Latoya, if you call in, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm just gonna say it like this. Be honest. Be honest. Yeah. Be honest.
Let your feelings out.
Just be honest. Be honest.
Yep.
I think that they need to hear, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this before we go. I think that these coaches need to hear it from the fans that have been Bama fans for a long time, to see and let them know, especially for those of us that are disappointed. Now, folks that's liking what's going on, y'all can have that.
Yeah, you ain't real Bama.
But like, come on now, let's be honest here. That was not Bama football on Saturday. We all know. Because like I had to tell my Florida State people, like I had to tell you, y'all are not bad. Don't think because you beat Alabama that you're really bad. No, you're not. No, you're not.
All Castellano did was the same thing that Ty did, except for he ran. He threw short, choppy passes, and he might have threw the ball down the field maybe what,
3 or
2
4
times, 4 times at the most. But he ran most of the time. Other than that, or handed off the ball. That's all he did.
Yeah, and I'm on. Oh, and Double A, thank you for putting that out there. But I want to say this to our Crimson Tide. Thank you for saving Mike Norvell's job, because that's what you did. Y'all saved his job. Florida State may not win another game this year, but y'all saved his job Saturday by beating Alabama.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just, I hate to say that, but it's true, because Mike Norvell was on the hot seat.
I mean, come on now. Alabama saved this job, said y'all saved it. Yeah.
You know, other teams was watching this though, watching the Florida State game and go, well, they're doing the same thing Alabama's doing pretty much, except for he's not running as much.
Yeah,
the other quarterback.
And I think
and people are going to be able to look at that. You know, the other defenses, better defenses and better offenses are going to be able to take advantage of what they didn't do right. Because I've seen a lot of things that Florida State didn't do right in the game. You know, when we picked up momentum a couple of times, like I said, we could have took over that game, but our coaches, you know, just dropped the ball. I mean, literally, that's what they did. They dropped the ball.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, we got to stop dropping the ball and start dropping the hammer on these folks. Stop dropping the ball and drop the hammer.
Yep.
You know,
drop the ball, drop the hammer, and let the season begin, because this is basically a new season for Alabama.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jermaine. Yep. I forgot to put that in there, but I'll take it. You saved Norvell's job, but you put the ball on the hot seat. And not only
he's on the hot seat.
You put the whole staff on the hot seat.
So it's up to the board to get itself off the hot seat.
But I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna say this, and I said it yesterday, and I'm gonna stand on it. Even if Bama beats Georgia, it's still not gonna be good enough in compliment.
Okay, so if I'm not trying to say anything, but if Alabama goes on and I'm not saying they will, but I hope they do. I hope the coaches get on board and everything. But if they go on that streak, because that streak is pretty hard, because you basically got, you got UAM first coming up, see what they can do against them. Then you got Wisconsin at their house. Or no, excuse me, Alabama's house, whatever. It's Alabama. Okay. And then you got, after that, you got all SEC.
All the way through until you get
all the way through until you get to EU.
Yeah.
So if they can, like I said, it's a hard hole to hoe, but don't get me wrong. But if they can, and they can get back on track and do what, you know, learn how to win, learn how to have respect for your team, learn how to have fire and get that back, then it'll be a different story. Mm-hmm. But if they can't, then it's going to be a bad year.
And play with some passion.
Play with some passion. Good grief. just have respect, for the teams that come before you, because the Alabama players that's in the NFL are like, that's not Alabama. I don't know what they're trying to pull.
Yeah,
I didn't see any reactions or anything or nothing like that, but I'm pretty sure there's some on there on YouTube or whatever. But.
Oh man, it's relentless on YouTube. It's relentless on TikTok is gosh. TikTok is horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. But anyway, man. But Jeff, man, I appreciate you, man, hanging out with Piano Man for a little while. I might come back on here this evening. I might give y'all the rest of the day off. Depends on what y'all
North. Are you going to come back on for the UNC, the North Carolina game?
I just might. Bill Belichick,
Yeah, Bill Belichick first coaching.
But I'm telling y'all now, shout out to you, Huggy. But let me tell you something. Last of the old school coaches, but I'm telling y'all now, Bill Belichick's got this North Carolina gig to put his son in there.
And maybe he does, because he's won 7 Lombardis with the Patriots. So
something like that.
It's ridiculous amount.
Fix his attitude.
I hope that the board and the coaches and his coaches staff and the players get a whiff of what's going on. I really hope they do. I mean, because I know they look at social media and everything. I know they do. So they gotta see what's going on. So I hope
they have social media pages. But
I hope.
But hold up, Jeff. Let me address Panama Jack. Panama Jack, I can't even refute you on that, bro. I'm not going to even try. I can't even get mad about the statement because the statement is true. When I go back, wait a minute, hold it, because I don't want anybody to think Piano Man is making up anything. Let me go back to the stats. Come on here now. Here we go. I want you to, and let me go to the stats right quick. Team stats. Here we go. Passing. Yeah. Here we go. Passing. Yeah. 152 yards passing. Florida State.
The rest was on the ground.
Everything else was on the ground. That's it.
So I'm gonna put it like this: if whoever else plays Florida State, if they look at that and they look at how many times Castellano actually throws the ball and runs, they're gonna see a pattern of what they need to do. I wish Alabama would have seen it. I really do, but they didn't.
You have to play, as we say, you got to play gap integrity. You got to play smart. Those edges have to. What's up, Uncle Charles? What's up?
Nobody was in the right gaps for our defense for three quarters.
Nobody. And then then don't wait until the end and all of a sudden, I got it. No, you better get it in the beginning.
Yes. What was that all about? They waited to the fourth quarter to start actually playing defense.
I saw that. I said, no, bro.
You can't have light. I said to myself, where was this in the first, second, and third quarter?
And then once again, and this is something else, and I'm gonna say this, and we got to get out of here. Y'all, what else has to happen is discipline. Making dumb mistakes. We had them on the ropes, and when right before they scored their first touchdown.
When it was 24-14, right? Yeah.
Wanted them, and they were about to give that ball back up to us, but a penalty.
Oh. No. Don't get me started on Jackson. Jackson gave up 45 yards. 45 yards. Don't get me started on Jackson. Don't do it. And Formby. Still making stupid 5-yard penalties that kill us.
There you go, Uncle Charles. There you go, Uncle Charles.
But Jackson, what was up with Jackson? I know
don't know.
Jackson is a 5th-year player.
And
He knows what he's supposed to do, but he's making stupid mistakes and giving them 15-yard gifts.
I mean, like, come on, man. Penalty discipline. We've got to be disciplined. We've got to be disciplined. You know, I'm just being honest with you. You got to be disciplined. And in a game like that, we had them right where we wanted them. We had them right where we wanted them, and
we gave it away.
Changed the whole trajectory of the game, and then that's when our debacle started. Right there.
That was targeting on Ty, though. I will say that was targeting on Ty. I don't care what people say.
Well, you know what? That targeting thing, I don't know.
It's really too close to look at, but at the same time, I do, because he did move his head when he hit him.
Is this who I think it is?
Who is it?
It says the Rooster. Hello?
What's happening, Piano Man?
What's going on with you, player?
This is the Huggy Beard himself, dog.
What's up with you, man?
Nah, I just figured I'd give a shout out to you, Stephen, Nick, Latoya, Miss Kimberly. Y'all down with the Rooster. Don't feel too bad about the loss. But I do want to say something to defend a specific Alabama player.
Who?
The quarterback, Ty Simpson. Y'all, maybe he didn't play the best game. I'm not saying that. But Bama Nation melting down on this kid, and I don't think he really deserves it. I watched Florida State.
Now who's in here?
I watched Florida State have him dead to rights like 5-6 times, and my man shook half the defense. And on, I think it was like a 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, he damn near scrambled and got a first down. I think he missed it by 2 chain links. So
he did.
I mean, he didn't play
6 inches or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm sitting there screaming, how? Like everybody on the defense touched him and he never went down. So maybe he didn't play the best game, but the loss can't be put on just him. That boy was out there trying his damnedest, and it just didn't work out. Like I've noticed a lot of people are saying, well, they went 2-10 last year. Well, Bama went 9-3 last year. Last year ain't got nothing to do with this year. And I'm not sitting here saying Florida State's fixing to run the table and win a national championship, because no, they still got a ways to go. But best believe that was a step in the right direction. And I was texting Nick from Water Cooler during the game, like, bruh, during Florida State's offense, like, where have we seen this before? This looks so familiar. Like, I may not like Gus Malzahn a lot, but I don't know what it is about when Bama shows up. He turns on. I'll give him that credit. Wish it would have worked out with a few more titles for Auburn, but, can't unring that bell. But, yeah, Ty Simpson doesn't deserve all the hate he's getting, bro, at all.
He's not getting the hate. I think where the real issue comes in.
It's not as hate. It's more like constructive criticism.
It's more constructive criticism that there were some times that Ty could have changed the game with his legs, his feet, however you want to put it. He could have literally changed the game and made Florida State's defense more vulnerable. Then the passes would have worked. He could have changed it. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but I'm just going to go on and say it.
He needs to work on his accuracy, though.
Changed the game with his legs. Yeah. Therefore, when the pass did work, it's because they were trying to stop him on the run. The only way you could really stop Milroe is that you had to bring the house, you had to set the edge, collapse in, and take those edges away from him. Honest to goodness, that's what they did to Milroe. That's the only way Oklahoma stopped him, and that's how Michigan stopped him. They collapsed the edge. But on Ty, on the other hand, Ty has had a better throwing ability or supposed to have been a more accurate ability, and it didn't show. Now, granted, there were some drop passes. There were. But Huggy, I'm going to tell you, bro, he overthrew Rico Scott 3 times, and Rico was open.
No, you're right.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times he did.
You're right. But I wonder how much. I mean, think about it. This is kid's first start, right? This was his first start.
Yeah.
First start, and as much as people don't want to admit it, the Doak is one of the most intimidating places in college football to play. When Chief comes storming into that 50, spiking a flaming spear, I mean, it's, to me, I think it's the best pregame, even over Auburn. There's just something about it when that magic is there, and you got to think.
Hold up for a minute. What's up? Hold on, let me holler at Uncle Charles. Uncle Charles,
Man, what's happening, man? How y'all
man,
doing?
I'm about to get the headache again. I'm like my Uncle Leo's. Man, I'm about to get the headache.
Man, let me tell y'all something, man. The last time I seen something that bad, it was back in 1979 when the movie The Exorcist came out. I didn't know what the hell was going on out there. I didn't know what. I said, "What is this stick model?" I couldn't believe.
Damn, Uncle Charles sounds like a Neon.
I didn't understand.
I don't even hear nothing. Am I still with you?
Yeah,
I hear him.
A team take on their coach's personality, his characteristics. That's why Nick Saban was so successful, because his will to win, his will to dominate. And what he said, beat the man in front of you. Make him don't want to play you no more. That's what we don't lose. Now, this coach we got here, I'll give the boy a chance. But come on, man. Let me explain something to you. Alabama fans' patience are very short. I'm telling you that right now.
Yep.
If you don't believe me, you're going to be having a car on clunker outside in the back. And you be on left here and don't want nobody even know you left. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is not a game. Let me tell you something. For us, our quarterback, how do you go from being upset to worried about him? I got worried about him. Look, I said, man, this guy, is he scared? Is he nervous? What's going on with him? Because I seem like he put up a decent game, but you can't be scared, man. If you want to be the starter for the Crimson Tide, you can't be scared. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off here. I got bit by a dog on the way home. I knew when I passed that dog, he was gonna bite me. I went that same road the next day, and guess what I was? Scared, like I was the first time. You can't play scared, baby. You got to go out there and do your job. We take on our coach's personality, his characteristics. Well, if I do something wrong, oh, don't worry about it. Coach, all right. No, you did something wrong. Nick Saban chewed you up. And I'm going to tell you, it didn't make no difference which end he started chewing on. He just started chewing. This is what I'm talking about.
Grab him by the face mask and tell him.
We don't have that. That's gone. And we got to find out or bring a coach in that's going to bring that back. You cannot go out there and mess up. Did you see what he did to A.J. McCarron? He ate him up, and it was an A-Day game. It was an A-Day game. He ate him up. This is what I'm talking about, man. Me, for one, it wasn't that me being a hardcore Alabama fan. It's what I watched them do. They looked like they gave up a little bit. And I'm like, man, what are y'all doing, man? It ain't like you're not getting paid now. It ain't like you're getting paid. You're getting paid. Do your job. This is what I'm talking about. Maybe the boy gonna have to make some decisions. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. And I would have put my hand through the chalkboard. I said, let me tell y'all something.
The boy going to get a backbone.
We getting embarrassed out there. So now I'm gonna do it like this. If we're gonna get our ass whooped, let's do it the right way. Let me take y'all out and put the third team in. That will make the ass whooping legitimate. That's what I'm talking about right there. So all I can say is that if you don't go out and have that passion and that will to win against Louisiana Monroe, guess what? They ain't scared. They'll make it out of the game. You got to step up, man. You can't lay down like that. This is what I'm talking about, man.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just being honest with you. And Huggy, I ain't mean to cut you off there, but bruh, I mean, I'm hearing everything what you're saying, Huggy. But the thing about it is, when you sitting in our seat, and you know as well as you know as well as we know, when it comes down to Alabama, and you know what? Cause I ain't all that crazy about Auburn, but Auburn and Alabama ain't even in the same league. I mean, you're not. You're not in the same league.
How do we get on Auburn?
Well, I'm just saying. What I'm saying
See, that's what I'm saying, big dog. I watched Kangaroo Black like 5 minutes after game make a 15-minute video about how Auburn's win didn't matter. You didn't play Auburn, homeboy. You played them Knowles, and it didn't work out. It's not the end of the world.
But Hug, we have to listen to Auburn fans, whether we win, whether we lose. If we jump off into the Atlantic Ocean and Jaws is waiting on us, we have to listen to an Auburn fan on something. You know
why you think that is, bro?
We have to listen to every fan.
Why do you think that is? I thought of something the other day, and I think you'll understand this, Piano Man. Leading into this game and in previous seasons, all I ever hear talk about is how much everybody hates Bama. But that don't make sense to me, because in America, we love winners. You know how many people in the last 15 years I've met? Oh, you like football? You like college and pro football? Who's your favorite teams? Alabama and the Patriots. Oh, there's a shocker. It's not that they hate Alabama winning. It's how some of the fans act. I got put in timeout and hadn't even said nothing.
I'm a 49ers fan.
You feel me?
I'm a Steelers fan. I don't like none of y'all.
And that's the thing about it. I'll pull for Bama when they're playing Georgia and LSU, or LSU. Let me point that out. I don't necessarily like y'all, but it's an in-state thing. Nobody else should be able to talk about Bama because this is our thing. It should be the same way. However, I'm just pointing it out from a football fan perspective. Like I said, old buddy gonna cut a promo on Auburn. You would have thought the Iron Bowl was next week, bro. We got a whole season to go. That's why everybody's enjoying this so much.
Hold up for a minute, Uncle Charles.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Address this.
You know what? I say this. If the horror movie started the other day, now whether that horror movie got any more credits on it, we're gonna find out. These young men now, you've been challenged now, not just by the coach. You've been challenged by the fans. We come out, we listen. When we get those Alabama coffee mugs, get those Alabama t-shirts, them Alabama tennis shoes, when we get that, we'll take our hard-earned money to do that because they represent the people of Alabama. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is what they do. They waited for something like this. And now you ain't gonna hear the last of it, which I really don't care, because it'll take some of these schools 100 years before they ever win a national championship. See, I can click back 2 or 3 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and pull up a national championship. Don't make no difference which one, but somewhere along the way, we're in that game. So, like I said, I want to give it a try, a try with the boy, but the boy, you got to come on. Brother, I'm telling you, I don't think you know what position you in. I'm telling you, you got ran through like you was a guy. We got ran through like we had diarrhea or something. This has got to stop. You listen. What they said in the movie, in Rocky movie, he said, "Get up, fight that guy hard. Don't lay down like some kind of mongrel. Get up and fight back. But don't let nobody embarrass you." I see one scold that Florida State did one scold, and the guy just threw his hands up. Man, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. You have a privilege that some other people don't have. You're playing the game you love, and you're getting a scholarship. Some people don't even get that. And you're in a privileged position to get that and go to one of the most prestigious schools in America, if not the world. This is what I'm talking about. I cannot sit there, me and my son, looking at each other. I said, "Son, what is this?" He said, "Dad, I don't know." I don't know, Dad. I said, we're looking at each other to see which one of us gonna throw up first. This is what I'm talking about. This is not a game, man. Alabama fans, we're not just fans. We're more than that. We family. And we're not gonna have nobody messing with family.
That's how that goes, man. And so I'm just saying, man, y'all, I got to get ready. I appreciate all of y'all and everything, but I'm just telling you, it's unacceptable. And see, I read somewhere else, and maybe I can close with this. There's a bigger problem. There's a problem that is band-aiding a bigger problem.
Culture.
There's a band-aid over a bigger problem. There is a sore that's actually got some cells in it that don't look so good. And those cells need to come out. This is something that a Band-Aid won't cure. And so I'm just saying that I try to be nice, I try to be objective, but I have to be factual. Because see, sometimes with some certain folks, we get called fair weather because we're offering constructive criticism. But when you've been a Bama fan for as long as I have, I was there in the days of Tony Nathan, Major Ogilvy, Stedman Shealy,
Yes, sir.
Mitch Ferguson, Lou Eichner, Warren Lyles,
The
E.J.
animals going back.
Terry Krause, Marty Lyons, Don McNeil. Now you know how old I am. What did those dudes do?
I'm 53. So yeah.
And get that. Everybody, week after week. Bear Bryant didn't have to do all that hoopla. Now, and that goes to show you how things change. Bear Bryant was the complete opposite of Nick Saban. But the way he addressed his team, they knew he meant business. They knew he meant business. Wasn't no barbecue. Wasn't no ice cream. Wasn't no pecan pie. Wasn't no sweet potato pie. Wasn't none of that. Wasn't no snowball. Wasn't none of that kind of stuff. Wasn't no iced tea. Wasn't no sweet tea. Wasn't no nothing. Shucks. It wasn't even no darn Mountain Dew. You got out there and you did your job. And that's what Bama has to do. That's why when Bear Bryant retired and when he died, from one of the first fan bases that said hallelujah was Auburn. Why? Because Auburn couldn't beat them. They couldn't beat them. We went all those years and couldn't beat Auburn. Y'all remember those days, right? Couldn't beat them.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Things started changing, and then we started going tit for tat. But what we're saying is that we know that when we lose, we don't just hear from Bama fans, we hear from Auburn fans, Ohio State fans, Michigan
Everybody.
fans, Florida. We hear from everybody. Doggone it, if the Pope knew what was going on, we probably hear from him too.
Well, turnabout is fair play, big dog.
But wait, what turnabout? What
Season's not over yet, buddy. Season's not over yet, Huggy.
Bruh.
I'm just saying, season's not over yet, Huggy.
Real
What?
talk. Auburn
Season-
won this weekend, and we've had to hear about how sorry Auburn is. Come on now.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Y'all won. Let me see. Let me. How can I liken this? Where have I seen this before? Oh, I know. I saw this in Oklahoma.
Oh, come on. Don't start comparing Auburn to Oklahoma. Don't do your boy like that, bro. That's low. That's a low blow.
Oh no, that's true.
Same,
Because what's his name? Jackson Arnold ran the same thing against who was that they put? Baylor. He did the same identical thing to Alabama last year. Ain't nothing changed. Y'all ain't that good. You're not that good. I'm gonna go on and tell you, you're not that good.
Oh, I'm not saying Auburn is world beaters by any stretch of the mind. I was not happy with the tackling that was attempted. I'll call it an attempt because it wasn't really tackling. But I did notice that there was a lot of missed tackles in a lot of football games this weekend.
Oh, of course it was. Don't get me started on Alabama with the arm tackling that we was doing. Arm tackling.
What tackling?
What
What
tackling?
tackling?
I think people don't understand that behind the scenes, the way they're allowed to practice and the live time, that's all different than what everybody's used to. And like I've said forever, it doesn't matter how good your team is. You cannot simulate a game in practice. You can't. There's no way to do it because the other side of the ball is not trying to rip your head off. And my theory on DeBoer, I've got a theory on DeBoer that I've been saying before Nick Saban retired. Whoever replaced Nick Saban, it was not going to work. You never want to be the guy to replace the guy because you're not going to do things his way. Everybody's, and I'm not just saying this is exclusive to Bama. This is anybody. You never want to be, because look who replaced Bear Bryant. Didn't do nothing. That's just that's just the way it goes. So
won a national championship. Yeah, we get it.
The what?
The Stallings was the only one that won a national championship during that time after the Bear. We get it.
Yeah, and let's be honest. I'll say this defending Bama. It's not like they went through and took away all the accolades throughout history. Bama's one of the top schools. You'd be a fool to not admit that. But what's happening right now is what I call the burn-off. A lot of bandwagon, because let's be honest, not all the Bama fans, but in the middle of Nick Saban's greatest run in the history of college football, they would win games and the fan base would be chewing him out, telling Nick Saban what he needed to do to change his program, and they were winning. So yeah, y'all can't deny that. So I don't want to hear nothing about y'all don't want to hear from the rest of college football. We've had to hear from every Bama fan for the past 15 years. Turnabout's fair play. And the only reason I'm ragging is because, like I've made a post, I finally figured out a way to
just you running your mouth now, but season's not over yet.
That's the thing. I'm not running my mouth. I literally just defended Alabama. Literally just defending them. Y'all talk about constructive criticism. I haven't criticized anybody. I even defended the quarterback and said, no, when they would zoom in on his face, that boy was trying to do everything he could think of, but one person can't do it. And he's trying to make his first start in a hostile environment on the road, knowing that if we don't win this game by 50 points, I'm going to get called a schlub and everybody's going to bury me. So let's keep it a buck. It's not like starting for Alabama is just the easiest thing you can do, because you can win the game and still get tore to shreds.
That's true.
Remember back to the kick six with Auburn. That kicker should have never been on the field attempting that long of a field goal. And there was people giving that young man death threats, bruh, over a missed field goal for a school, and I'll include Auburn and Florida State, for a school that you didn't even go to, for a football team you didn't even play for. But you see what I'm saying? Y'all have invited all of this vitriol because everybody knew it eventually was going to end, and I don't blame you. If Nick Saban was at Auburn or Florida State, wouldn't none of y'all like me for the past 15 years. It's part of the game. But if I'm going to give some constructive criticism, that would be the one I hit. If you're going to dish it out, you got to be able to take it. And of course, everybody's waiting for Bama's downfall. They've been the top school for 15 years. To me, it wouldn't matter if it was Bama, Michigan, none of them. Any team that's been on that kind of run, beating the brakes off of everybody that come to town, of course everybody's waiting to get on y'all. But like you said, the season, I don't think I'm the one that needs to be told the season ain't over. I think Bama Nation needs to realize this. Season's not over. And
I know the season's not over.
But to me, I'm enjoying.
I got faith in my team just like you got faith in your team.
Yeah, but I also keep it a buck. The game is over. They won or lost. I didn't go to either school. I got no money on the game. It's supposed to all be in fun. It's not supposed to be life or death. Now, I know from the state of Alabama, we don't got nothing else. I get that. But
we don't nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm old enough. I'll date myself. I'm 42 years old. I remember the days when Bama was winning 3 games and running through coaches. You didn't see crimson and houndstooth as far as the eye could see. That's not maybe all of Bama Nation, but there's a lot of fair weather fans. A lot of them. And I get it because people want to attach to a winner. I get that. But if you're going to dish it out, you got to know that everybody is waiting to give it back to you on a silver platter. Because you can always come back and be like, well, how many titles? You know, even though y'all claim titles you ain't got, you still got more than anybody else. That's what I'd lean into. Like, yeah, we're going through a rebuild period.
We got the titles that we won, thank you.
Yeah, but let's be honest. We won't get on that topic, but there's literally been books wrote about the titles, or Bama claims that the NCAA says. I don't know what they're talking about.
The only reason the titles are not counted because it's back in the 1900s and all that, and it only counted the ones that's coming up. We had a when we started out, I think it was, we shared a title with a team. So they're looking at stuff like that. So you really can't say that.
Oh, no, I did. Those words literally just rolled out because this isn't new. And I think the only reason people are hating on Auburn because they decided to claim titles they did have when they were bad.
7 out of the air. What, you just pull them out of the air?
No, according to the NCAA record books, they have them. Like I said, there's been books written about this subject.
The NCAA record books, we have them. There you go.
But you also claim 5 that you don't have. Like I said, there's been books written about this. This subject isn't new. There's been legitimate books wrote about this topic.
Well,
And
Okay, well, let's just see how the season plays out and see what happens and go from
that's
there.
all we can do.
That's all.
Well,
That's all we can do.
I'm
Because I have not one time said, "Oh, Bama's 6-0, 0-12. They're going to get stomped out by Georgia and Auburn." I ain't said that one time.
But if we keep playing the way we're playing, I'm gonna end all of this.
Yeah, I admit that.
We're playing. If we play the rest of the year, like we played Saturday, that's all in the realm of possibilities.
This should be a wake-up call for Alabama. That's
Bruh,
exactly.
there's no way y'all really think Alabama's 6-0 to lose every game. There's no way.
No,
I don't care how they
think
play.
that. I will never think that. I'm not saying that at all.
Okay, I was
But
about
I'm
to say, let's
saying
talk about overreacting. Like, no,
No,
What I'm saying is, I don't want to go 8-4. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to do that.
Thank you.
the effort. It's the effort that we're.
but even in saying that, if a down year is 9-3 and 8-4, if that's your down year, come on, bro. You talking to an Auburn fan? Let's not start talking about down years. Real
We
talk.
know you did 6-6 last year. We understand that.
Yeah, and it took Bama a miracle to beat that terrible team.
Not
Did
to
it?
Yeah, well,
Actually,
beat 'em.
matter of fact, it took a miracle for Bama to beat that terrible team 2 years in a row. One of them was in Tuscaloosa.
Winning counts. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. That's all that matters. I agree with you. But like I said, if you're gonna dish it, you got to know it's coming back to you. But on that note, Piano Man, I'm
Like I
gonna
said,
hop
I'm
off here.
53 years old. I can take it. I've been through this.
Well,
I
real
know
talk,
what's going on.
it doesn't really sound like a lot of folks are taking it very well. But I'm gonna go and check on these babies, Piano Man. You my
Need to grow
dog.
up
I love your
thick and
show, man. And I
Appreciate it.
always rock with you, bro.
I got you.
Always.
Yeah, man. All right. Appreciate you. All right. Now, Uncle Charles, back to you.
Anyway,
Bruh.
Y'all gonna say this, man. Roll Tide, roll. I'm still about family. Let me tell y'all something. We don't got one. Let me let the listening public know this. Our Alabama family. We don't got one of our butt cheeks chewed off. It's gone. Now we ain't got but one left. But trust me, it's somebody eager out there to bite the other butt cheek off, and you ain't gonna have nothing to sit on. Stand up and fight for your school.
There you
Fight
go.
for your teammate. Fight for your family.
boys got to grow a backbone. Damn it, that's it.
Exactly. Listen. Even if we have a bad year, they still jealous of us. It's what it is. It's like that. Nick Saban will set a bar so high to the point it probably won't be reached for another 20 years. But that's what the bar he left. So if you want to be like that and you want to get to that level, you got to come in. You can't be quiet. You can't be going around. I'm your friend. We're going to cook some marshmallow. No, we got to do some work before we cook the marshmallow. We got to do some work. That's just the way it is. And I
I put
appreciate
it like this: if I was DeBoer, and Monday morning, it's Monday morning, I would go into that locker room, into the locker room or wherever where those players was, and I would get on them. I would really do it because that's the only thing that it's going to have to happen. He's going to have to grow a backbone. He's going to have to let this team know that, hey, that's not the way he's supposed to do that. That's what he's supposed to. That's what he's got to do. And if he don't do that, then the team's just going to keep on lollygagging and doing whatever, and the coaches are going to just think they can do whatever. He's got to get on the coaches too, because he is the leader of the team. DeBoer is the commander.
Right. He can't be quiet no more. He can't
No.
be quiet no more. Let me tell you
No, you
something.
cannot be quiet no more.
And
Let
Uncle
me tell you
Charles, I said that yesterday. Where's the passion?
Exactly.
Where's the passion from especially the coaching staff? Where's the throwing of the hats? You, Jeff, KB, others in the chat, show more passion. I know some people want us to move on, but what are you moving on to? Where are you moving on from? Is the passion going to be there? Are we going to be ready to play? Those are things worth bringing up. That's all I'm saying. I'm questioning.
Yeah, I'm going to put it like this. ULM is smacking their damn lips right now.
That's right. That's right.
They are smacking their damn lips right now because they think that Alabama is done. That's what they think. They think that they're going to run all over this team just like they did in 2007. That's the mentality of the ULM right now.
That's right.
And the way that we looked. I didn't mean to cut you off, Jeff and Uncle Charles, but the way that we looked. See, that I'm from the old school. Like I told y'all, I remember those days of E.J. Jr., Warren Lyles, Barry Krause. I ain't got to go through all that no more. I remember those days of Martin Houston when they won it in '92. Those dudes had grit, and those dudes held each other accountable publicly.
Can we bring them players in? Can we bring them players in to the team and talk to them? Marcus Houston, all them, to bring them guys in and tell them this is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have play with passion. You're not supposed to let a team run through you that you're expected to beat.
What are you gonna do? I mean, what are you gonna do? What do Du Bois have to do to get this team attention? Do we got to walk in the locker room buck naked? Now I know you'll pay attention to that. So what else he got to do? I mean, he ain't running around town with no circus clown. So what do he do? Do somebody got to actually lose their mind on you for you to do what you're supposed to do? Now you're getting your money. Now we want to see you perform at a level.
Earn your money.
Earn your money.
Getting your money, but earn your money.
Want to see it. If they don't got lazy. See, they don't got the money now. And well, I ain't gonna get myself hurt. I got the draft. And I getting this money too? No. And see, this is why we need to go back into Congress and say, listen, we're not gonna this is what we're gonna pay to a college athlete, not a penny more, not a penny less. You're gonna have to, you gotta cap this thing. Because if you don't do it, your league will come watered down. And you don't want no watered down league. And
it's like that in the NFL. Coach Charles, remember that in the NFL when they first started paying players and everything? They had to regulate everything. They had to get everything back to normal the way it's supposed to be. That's the same thing they got to do with Neil now. They got to regulate everything. I say pay the players $40,000 when they get there. If they blow that money in a certain amount of time, don't give them another cent.
That's right.
Overreaction, Sam Black. Really, son? Y'all, that's my son.
Overreaction? Overreaction?
He's an Oregon fan.
No one cares about Oregon.
Come on, Jamal. Come on now. We ain't overreacting. We calling it for what it is.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna say this. I've been saying I gotta go, but I'm gonna go on and address this. Uncle Charles, stay on the line. Just stay right there, cause I might need some help with this. I made no bones about it. I have to take meds for my mental. I have to take meds. I do. I don't hide behind that. I don't hide behind that. It is what it is. Sometimes I have emotional problems and this, that, and the third, and y'all, I have to take medicine. But not one time. Now, for all y'all can get mad with me, you can go ahead and get ready to jump now if you want to. But here I am from the old school. One more time. I've never had to carry any type of doll with me, plush toy with me, talking about it was for emotional support. Emotional support? What? I'm like Shaq and Charles Barkley when them guys got to fighting in the locker room that time. And they had to call for police presence. Police presence. Are you kidding? I love Ryan. But walking around with a T-Rex in your hand for emotional support.
What?
You only tell you what my emotional support was?
No.
I was coming on. My emotional support was a mom and dad telling me, you better get out there and do your best. Nobody's going to give you anything. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. You got to go for it. It's your
and get
time.
it.
It's your season. That was my emotional support.
Right.
Not just week in and week out. Day in and day out. They expected that in the classroom. They expected it on the football field, the basketball court, whatever I did, playing the piano. They expected that. That was my emotional support. Now you sitting up here with, and I ain't knocking nobody. Whatever, do your thing. But I ain't finna bring. That's just like me bringing this bottle of Mountain Dew, just this bottle, and I got to have a Mountain Dew. as emotional support. That's basically what we're saying. Now, we don't want to hear that, but we're playing football, gentlemen. We're playing football.
Right.
We're playing football. This is life. I'm not gonna be running around here with Barney in my hand. Barney on my hand and beats on my head. That's all right.
Funny.
It ain't like we don't know how to play the game, y'all. My brother served in the United States Navy for 23 years, and they gave him a cat as a gift. Now this ain't no usual cat because he's big as a duplex. I'm gonna tell you something. He a big old cat, and his name is Mean. Do you know that my brother was gone for 2 weeks, and Mean ate his own food, pulled his own food, and drank his own Water? Now Nick Saban gone. We supposed to know how not to play. If Mean can be on his own, he a cat. And I told my brother, I said, let me tell you something about this cat. You said he opened the door when you get home. I said, that's not a cat. I don't know what it is, but it ain't that. I'm gonna tell you that. So you don't forget how to put on your pants in the morning. You don't forget how to go in there and wash your face. You don't forget how to conversate and dialogue with people. This is why humanity even exists, because people got to deal with one another. We're dealing with this loss, and we want to deal with it to where we won't have this kind of feeling no more. It's up to these young men to do it. You can't forget how to play football because Nick
coaches
and
coaches.
Thank you.
And Uncle Charles. And
Yes,
this is a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right.
No, it don't.
But for an Oregon fan to come on here and say something, what's Oregon done?
Nothing. I tell myself that.
What's Oregon done? Nothing.
Oregon ain't gonna never win a natty. Never. They'll never win one. And Dan Lanning.
Florida State's not gonna win a natty either. It's not gonna happen.
Dan Lanning going on the hot seat too. Watch and see. Watch and see. Watch and see.
Because it ain't what Florida State did. It's what we didn't do.
It's what we didn't do.
I'm not saying it's for the rest of the year, because people are going to look at that game and they're going to look at how Castellano played and how he didn't hardly throw the ball, and teams are going to have a better defense than we did at that time, and they're going to figure out, well, if we stop, like I said when I was talking before the game, if you stop the run or if you stop the quarterback, you stop the team. Did I not say that? If we had stopped the quarterback, we would have stopped that team, because he was the heart of that team.
You shut him down, they lose.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You shut him down, they lose. If the defense would have been in the right gaps the way they're supposed to be and block somebody and not let a quarterback just run right in the end zone and not try to tackle him from 15 yards out. Yeah.
We can't keep on.
Effort.
It ain't like we don't have support. I look at a lot of these college games, lower level teams, and you look out in the stands, it ain't never metal out there because ain't nobody there. But we feel to the rafters. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get the hell on up out of here, because see, I'm very upset. I didn't know whether to come on the show today or just kind of calm down before I come on the show. Let me say this, and I'm gonna get on out of here. You can't forget how to live if you're still living. Only True. When you die is when you forget how to live. Now, I'm going to tell you something. My best friend, he had a prosthetic leg, and I said, look, man, life goes on, but I'm here to support you and everything. I get over his house. You used to sit out on the porch out there. He don't walk in the house, come back, and his leg was gone. Now, I need not to tell you, where the hell is this leg? This is what I want to know. Somebody don't stole it and then tried to pawn it. But you know what he did? Even though he was so upset, he still did what he needed to do to take care of himself. Because that's somebody else's decision to do that, not his. We need to start being there for our brother. We need to start being there for our sister. We need to start being there. Family, Alabama fans ain't changed. Now, some of them get a little bit too crazy. Because I had one come up behind me and pick me up and say, Roll Tide, say, if you don't put me down on this ground, it's going to be some Roll Tide on you. I'm going to tell you that right now. But like I said, man, I appreciate you letting me come on the show today. I thank you, and I thank the panel, and I hope I can come back, man.
Bruh, you welcome at any time. All you got to do is show up, and I'll put you up. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, yes, sir. I just believe in good conversation, and I'm not here on a time schedule. I just want I told you, let it out. Let it out. That's why I put the link in the chat. Let it out. Now I ain't gonna dwell on it too much longer, but let it out.
No, it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to move on.
But I'm gonna say this before I get up out of here, and here we go. Let us come back looking like we did Saturday against ULM, and you think it was bad this week?
It's gonna be worse.
It's gonna get worse.
Very worse.
It's gonna get worse.
Like I said, the coaches need to reevaluate what they did and how they use the players, because they wasn't using them right. They wasn't putting them in the right gaps. They wasn't putting them in the right schemes. They didn't have a style on the quarterback. Didn't have a style on the running back. Didn't double team certain players. When that one guy started knifing through our players, our defense or whatever, they should have put 2 on him. I mean, what does Alabama do? What did Alabama do when they knew somebody was a threat? They put 2 defenders on him.
Thank you.
They doubled Ryan Williams. They doubled him. They doubled him the whole game.
They doubled him, and Germ got the benefits for it.
No. Let me tell you why. Because Ryan was the more exciting one, if you will. Right. Germ is just he's a complete receiver. They look, how can I put it? They went with the quote unquote the lesser of the 2 evils. So they chose Germ to let go free. They had no answer for Germ.
You sure did.
Yeah, true.
Didn't have an answer for Germ.
No answer for Germ. And they had no answer for Young. They had no answer for Hill.
They had no answer for. They had no answer. Let's
or Kevin Riley.
They had no answer for the answer.
Nope.
Bama had the answer. What was
they
the
just
answer?
didn't
Run the football.
Yeah, run the football.
That's the answer. Run the football.
Look, I'm gonna say it just like
North and South.
Alabama's not Washington. That's what they want Alabama to be. Alabama is not Washington. They are not Washington. They do not play that style of football. They are a running team. They only throw the ball when they have to, and they throw it deep if they catch the defense sleeping. That's what they do.
So I'm gonna get up out of here, fellas. Hey, if y'all want me to come back on this evening, let me know something in the chat.
Come back for the North Carolina game. That'll be on. It'll be 8:00. I think it's when it starts, and it's on ABC if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna see, but I'm just gonna tell y'all, man. I'm not disgusted about the game. That part is over for me. I'm still disgusted and concerned about the effort.
The effort.
The effort.
That's right.
That's all I'm saying, and that's all Piano Man is saying. Yes, I'm just concerned about the effort. When I'm on here, I give y'all my best. Now I know some other folks say I'm junk and trash. Okay.
No, we're just fans, and we love our team.
We love our team, and I'm not here to do it like you do it. I'm here to do it like Piano Man does it, and that's how I do it. Now, if you don't like that, you ain't got to tune in and listen. Stay over there on your channel and do your thing. I'm gonna do it the way that I'm doing it. I'm gonna say it how I feel, and you ain't putting no money in my pocket because sure ain't none coming in yours. Y'all know who I'm referring to. Take it, lump it, leave it, and get the hell out my face. Other than that, I'm just saying I'm going to talk the way I talk. I'm going to look at it the way I look at it. That's how I see it. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I'm a good American, and I can have my opinion. Run the football. Run it.
I'm gonna put it just like this. If Alabama comes back and does what they have to do and make it to the playoffs, there's going to be a lot of crow that all these people have been talking, and they're going to have to eat. Just like we had to eat our crow Saturday, there's going to be a lot of people who had to eat crow because I've seen our team come back and do things the way they got to do it. So
I want us to make a comeback.
I want effort.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you like this. Uncle Charles and Jeff, let's do this. If you can. All right, tomorrow going to be Big Ten Tuesday. And I already heard from Jacob. So Jacob said he's going to be here tomorrow. But even still, you can still come on, whatever. I'm going to put it to you like this. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, can y'all, hey, just make this a regular thing. As much as you can come on, I got you. We'll talk. We'll still have room enough to have people and to talk and this, that, and the third. Oh, come with the link. Let's just make this all the time, man. Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, let's do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Be sharp, man, and ain't no telling.
Be sharp. Come on, man. Be sharp. Yeah. Be sharp knows his stuff. He knows some football. My man.
So I appreciate you, Kimberly. But I told y'all, I just said I'm about escalating. I'm about moving upward, and I'm about making the show better. But I'm also about trying to light a fire under my team. And if they hearing this, what's up, Van Edwards? And if they hearing this, let this be a fire lighter to you. That we over here at the long run, we care about our team. We love our team. The 4OK crew loves our team. The No Mercy crew don't give a piss about nobody but our team. What else do you want? Come on, man.
The team needs to literally do what, like I said, do what the 2020 team did, do what the 2018 did, the 18 team did. Go out there and not have practice just because you have to have practice. Go out there and practice because you want to.
Yeah.
Because the more you practice, the more your coaches see what's going on, then maybe they'll get into it more and not just for a damn paycheck. Because I'm tired of all this just coming to a school for a paycheck, and then leaving or whatever, or getting what you got and then leave. Because that's not right. You're supposed to come to a team and try to make it better, and seeing that you're following Nick Saban's footsteps, you definitely got to bring it.
All right, Van, we'll see you around. We all finna get up out of here. We done been here too long, but I appreciate Uncle Charles. I appreciate Jeff. I appreciate Huggy. I appreciate everybody. I just do. But right now, I just had to get that out and everything. Right now, I'm going to eat me some breakfast and everything, and I'm just going to forget. I ain't going to forget that this happened because I'm glad it did. But I'll be back on here in the next little bit. I want everybody to have a great day. Uncle Charles, you're always welcome. And Uncle Charles, if you ain't started no channel, bro, shame on you.
Oh, I got a channel over there, man. My channel is called Life Lessons, and all you gotta do is put my name in the chat, Charles Mabry, or either Uncle Charles, and it'll pop up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, all I know is ULM, you next, and you're gonna get that first beating. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
This is the new beginning.
Yeah.
There's no more first game. First game's over. We're 0-1. We understand that. But this is a new beginning, and we got to keep going. Like I said, the season does not stop because you lose. It just keeps moving. So you got to keep going, and you got to get better. Got to do what you got to do. Got to have more effort. Got to make that defense look like a defense. Got to make that offense look like an offense. And special teams carried us, really. In some ways, I think he did miss one field goal, but I mean, he still did good, But so we got to do all that, and once we do, once the team does all that, and I hope they're listening, I hope they're learning and lurking, listening, like you said, Piano Man. I hope they're doing it. I hope they really are. I hope they start, not just practicing and when they're supposed to. I hope they practice when they don't have to. Do what they got to do. I wish they bring back 2-a-days. Tell you the truth. I mean,
bring back that old school stuff.
Yeah,
man.
Bring back that old school knock down, hit you in the mouth football team. And bring back that. Bring back the tower that Brian had. Where he would stand over the tower and you didn't do it right. You got to do it again. Whatever. Bring back that. Bring back that mentality. But like I said, the board needs a backbone. That's what he needs. He needs to get in those players' faces when they do wrong and tell them they did good when they did good. Other than that, it's not going to work. He's not the right coach.
If he don't challenge this
yes, that's what I'm saying. He don't challenge him. It's not. It's going to keep going the way it's going.
Yes, sir.
And with that being said, I'm gonna bid everybody a good morning. Hope everybody has a great day. We'll be back on this evening at our regular time. And like I said, man, We don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. We love
Baby.
the Tide, and that's just the way it's going. And so, as I always say, we can do all things through Christ that gives us strength. Even when we mess up, He still gives us strength and to make the challenges. Let's stay focused, drive, and go forward in the name of the Lord's Christ. And then, other than that, forget them trees. I hear you, but forget them trees. Forget them hedges. Forget them everybody else. We just Tide fans, and we love our Tide, and we going down with the ship. That's all it is to it. So
just like the Titanic, baby.
Uncle Charles, here I always end my shows, bro.
Yes, sir.
Buster, Three-Stroke Charlie, and Billy, y'all already know what time it is for y'all. Buster, you need a job. Three-Stroke Charlie, you need to go see a urologist. And Billy, just get you some heels, get you some tennis shoes with some heels in it. And with that little heel escalate, because you're still too short to play basketball. So anyway, I'll see y'all later. Chat, thank you for 50-something of y'all, 60-something of y'all in the chat. Stay right, y'all need to stop, man. But anyway, we still gonna be Bama, and we gonna dislike everybody else. So with that being said, y'all have a great day. Roll Tide. Thank you, Uncle Charles. Thank you, Jeff, for hanging out with me for a little while. And y'all have a great day. Piano Man.
Roll Tide, y'all. Roll Tide.
And roll Tide. See y'all.